Welcome to Straight Talk for Women Only. I'm Judy.
I'm Janelle.
And I'm Mary.
And we're here to talk straight. We're talking about relationships, and there are a lot of relationships that you will have in a lifetime. Some will last you your lifetime. Some relationships may come and go. But we're talking about tonight and answering your questions about different relationships, issues in relationships, how to handle certain situations, because we know that relationships can be very complicated and relationships is hard work, which you don't like.
Work.
Yeah, she's resting.
I'm going to rest.
So we're going to go right to our next question. I have a very good friend, and we have been friends for years, and we get along very well. However, I sometimes feel like I'm the one that keeps the relationship going. I'm always the one reaching out to her, calling, keeping in contact. Is this normal in women/friends relationships?
Good question.
Sometimes it is. Depends on where the person is in their life. She may have a lot going on. She may have, some trauma or drama or something going on in her life, and she's just not reaching out. She may be separating herself for whatever reason. But I think as a friend, she should talk to her and say, hey, what's going on? I'm doing all the calling. I'm doing all of this. Is everything all right? Do you still want to hang out or what?
Okay. Well, this is funny, this question, because there are sometimes friends that I personally have that, I do all the reaching out, and sometimes they do the reaching to me. And when I was doing, because I'm the type of person, after, I can get to that point, if I'm reaching out too much, I'll back off. And, but I went to a ministry one time, and they were talking about friends, and they were talking about sometimes in a relationship or a friendship, there's one that will be the initiator. And I started really listening, because I realized that, because as Christians, again, going to that area of it, there's, like you said, there may be certain things somebody's going through or they're experiencing, or they just don't have that social, maybe they're reclusive, and maybe you're one of the only friends that they have.
Right.
Or they have a lifestyle change.
Right. Something's going on.
Place.
Right.
Well, that's just them.
That's just the way they are, their personality.
They're not an outgoing social butterfly. So, but you, whenever you come around, they treat you good, you go out, you have fun or whatever, but they never make the contact unless it's something specific. But if it's not, just calling up or contacting to say, hey girl, what's on, how you doing? You have girlfriends talk and they want to talk. But in some relationships, you will have to be the initiator, because God may be using you to pull that person into another level or another place.
That's true.
Because to me personally, in any relationship, friends, there's never a one-way street. You're not just all giving or all taking. It should be a give and take.
So I guess it makes a difference if you are reaching out to this friend, and when you do, she reciprocates,
Right.
and you'll have dinner together, lunch together,
Glad to
talk
hear
on the
from
phone.
you. Hey, where
15
you been?
minutes
How you doing? Yeah.
So
But
it'd be
they just
different
don't-
if you're initiating and you're always cut off. You're always rejected.
Well, yeah.
Phone calls aren't returned.
Right. Well, then that's
Emails
all.
Well, then that's a
answered.
different thing. If you're being rejected constantly and they're not, trying to call you back, or then you might need to rethink that and pull back, like you said.
Right.
But in every
Exactly.
relationship, it's never 50-50.
Right. Never.
It's never
Not even in a
50-50.
marriage.
Never. Somebody
You
is
are who you
always,
are.
for lack of better terms, the fall guy. Somebody at some point is going to give more at one point than the other. And then that other person may give more than you're giving at one time. So it's never an equal amount of giving and receiving. You just give and receive.
Right.
Now let me ask you this, because we're women here, and we have friendships. How many friendships, I'll ask you first, Mary, how many friendships would you say that you have in your life that are just really good friends?
I would say at least 3 or 4. No more than that. I mean,
Okay.
close people that I share my heart with, I share my secrets with.
Exactly.
I can cry. They know me inside. You know, they know me. They know me. And I would say about 3 or 4.
Okay.
I have one that's long distance, 3, you know, close by. But
What about you?
2.
2.
2. One I've known from childhood, and we don't talk every day.
Right.
And we don't even talk every week, but when we talk,
You really talk.
we really talk. We
Okay.
really can share. And then one has been for the past 8 or 9 years. But just 2.
Yeah.
Just 2.
And
What
I've
about-
always had that, and I've told my children, if you have 1 or 2 really good friends that understand you, that get you, that don't turn their back on you,
Right,
that
right.
they're just good friends, that, and to have them last a lifetime
Right.
is
It's wonderful.
Right.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. And there's
So
no-
you
there's no-
appreciate those 1 or 2.
when I was coming up in the foster home, I'd always remembered this. My foster mother would always introduce her friends to her friends or whoever she was introduced. Oh, this is my friend so and so for 30 years. Oh, this is my friend we've known each other for 20 years. Oh, this is my friend so and so we've known. She'd always put that length of time, and I learned as a young girl, you know, the value and the importance of friendship, because you know, and even in having friends,
Lasting friendships.
lasting friendships, because there's some friends, like I have a friend that from high school, I have a friend that met in the Air Force, and then friends from the other ministry. So there's different levels of friends that you can have, that you won't say certain things to certain, you can go certain ways with certain, you know, with certain girlfriends, you know, friends you have, depending on the relationship. But the long-lasting friendships, there's God-given friendships, people that you add to and you multiply into their lives, as
Right.
well as vice versa. It's not all,
Right.
like you were saying earlier, someone just taking. So friendships are very, very important to me personally. That's why I have to,
And worth investing
and worth
in.
investing your time in, and your love and your energy and your
Yeah.
gifts and your talents and whatever else,
Yeah.
you know, God wants to do through you.
Do you believe that you have certain friendships that are there for a season
Absolutely.
in your life?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then once that season's over,
Yes.
It's over.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know, sometimes even in that, some people have a hard time with that, because if they're not the type, then that season is over and they don't want to let go.
Right.
Right.
People have a problem
Right.
with letting go, especially if people have been through a hard time with rejection.
Right. Or abandonment.
If they don't understand
Right.
that, you know, one of the things I do know, if you're not saved and you get saved, you will lose a lot of friends once you get saved. If they
Well,
don't get
because
saved,
yeah,
after a while,
change.
you're going
You
into
change.
because you're going into another hole. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found that with some of the girlfriends that I used to hang out with before I got saved, when God started changing my life, those relationships were cut off
Right.
immediately and in drastic ways, and I couldn't understand it. I was like, what is going on? But it wasn't until after that I realized God separated that so he could take me on this journey that he has me on, and then he brought it back around full circle, and the relationship is very different. It is more of a sowing into, pouring into type of relationship,
Right.
in opposed to we hanging out together,
Right.
Because we're on two different paths.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So there's no love lost, but the relationship is
Totally
just different.
changed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Has
Change.
marriage changed your
Oh, that's a good one. That's a very good one,
relationships?
because you do.
Yeah.
It has, because when you are married, then you really. My husband used to, or you know, you don't ditch your single friends, but you're in another whole.
Yeah.
What's the word? World, so to speak. So you start, you know, with married couples. Because if you're married and I'm still hanging around with my single friends, what's that all about?
Right. Right.
I mean, I don't give up, you know, but I just can't hang with you. I
Right.
can't go out with you and hobnob with you, fun with you, whatever.
Yeah, we're not hanging out
Right, we're
together.
not
We can
gonna
do
do
lunch
that.
sometimes.
Sure,
and
every
we
now
can
and then
talk,
talk,
but
and yeah.
we're
but
not
as far
hanging
as-
out together.
Right. And the same thing for him. He can't be going out with his little single friends, you know.
That is a whole
In
nother
case you
show
wanted to
right
know.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. We just got new management, and I've been at my job now for 15 years, And this new boss seems to want to flirt and make comments about how nice I look, what type of perfume are you wearing today, or sometimes just stares at me almost like he is undressing me. I don't want to cause waves or jeopardize my job. I need wisdom on this matter.
Report it.
Does she report it right away though?
Well,
Or does she,
Talk to him.
well, does she
should talk to
report
him.
it right away?
She should talk to him first.
Okay.
And if he doesn't stop, then report it. Absolutely.
Okay.
Because if you don't, then he's going to think you like it.
All right.
So she talks to him first. If he doesn't receive it, then she just automatically reports it.
Yeah.
What is your view
He's the
on
boss,
this,
right?
Mary?
Okay. Well, working in an environment with all men most of my life. And I would talk to the individual because sometimes, again, they may be saying nice things, or maybe in some instances they don't really feel like they're flirting. They're just being nice, whatever. But if they're kind of staring at you and you think, oh, he's trying, talk to him, let him know what you feel, how you feel, and why you feel about it, and ask them to please, just.
Because sometimes somebody will do something like that to you. I know I've had it happen to me, and you just kind of laugh about it.
Yeah.
And so the person doesn't really know, I need to stop this. This is not going to be accepted.
Right, exactly.
Because you
lot of
think,
women
well,
welcome
what should I do?
Especially if he's a boss and he's working in an environment where a lot of women just love that kind of stuff. But then he meets this one young lady that say, like, I don't like this. This is making me uncomfortable, which it does to some women. It does make them very uncomfortable. Talk to him. He doesn't want to do what's right, and you're going to have to start documenting. You're going to have to document date, time, what you're sensing, what you're feeling, to order to report. You just can't go with accusations.
Right.
You're going to even have to get witnesses. I'm talking about once you report it, then you're talking about sexual harassment.
Why you laughing?
Right?
No, I'm
As you
I
go
like
into,
we're getting real deep here.
I mean,
Yeah, that's right.
you want to talk to him, right? But
Yeah.
he doesn't respond to you. He's still doing certain things. Maybe he's starting to put his hand on, on your shoulder,
how
and
long-
you tell him not to, and then he continues to do it. Then
What
he's-
and so you talk to him first. He doesn't listen. Should you take someone with you and say, "I'm talking to you now in the presence
well, that's
of
a good thing.
so and
so
But what if he says, I don't know what you're talking about?
Right. Exactly.
So that witness wouldn't
Yeah.
mean anything because he's going to deny the whole thing.
Now, also
Well,
remember,
unless
she's afraid of jeopardizing her job. This is her boss.
Yes.
To them,
Oh, yes.
This is her
Okay.
boss.
Now that all right.
She's afraid. She don't want to lose her job.
Right.
Okay.
So I don't know what type of a job they're in. I don't know if she's got certain union
That kind of
rights.
makes a difference too.
Sure, it
It's your
makes a
boss. Yeah, you don't want to lose your job. Maybe she's a single parent. She
Right,
totally relies
exactly.
on her job.
Exactly.
And
We just took all hope away from her.
Right. Because the key
no,
is
we're
that's her
empowering
boss.
her to know
So what does she
she
do?
can't allow this.
She exactly. She talks to him. Right.
Talks
She's
to
gonna
him.
talk to
That's
him.
the first thing.
But the behavior continues.
Right?
But she's got to get something a little bit more concrete.
Yeah.
Does she get a record? Does she turn her phone on and try to record something? Or how
Was it-
long does
Well,
she have
you
to
said
document?
document.
How long does she have to do
Okay.
that?
Now, she's saying that he's what? He ain't kissing her yet, is he?
He's undressing her. He's undressing her with his eyes.
When
Oh, that's not it.
okay, when he's undressing her,
Okay, he seems to want to flirt and makes comments about how nice I look, what type of perfume are you wearing today, or sometimes just stares at me almost like he's undressing me.
Well, maybe she has a problem. Maybe he's not really doing anything. She just has a...
Well, I seem to think that she's telling the truth.
Yes, you're right. You are
well,
right.
what you do when you go to that boss and you let him know, sir, I really, I know that you may be just complimenting me on my dress and the perfume, but I do feel a little
It makes me
uncomfortable.
feel
Uncomfortable.
And
uncomfortable.
would you please, can we refrain from that type of talk? I work here and I just like to keep it business.
And probably, that putting
Yeah.
that wall, that
In
distance
other words, there's a
up.
boundary.
Yeah,
That
the boundary.
Give that boundary what you expect out of him as a boss and she as a worker, what her role is as a worker.
Right.
Because she feels a little uncomfortable and she doesn't want any problems or, I'm not saying that this is what you're specifically doing, but I just kind of want to bring it to your attention.
Right.
And again, If she starts feeling uncomfortable, because now he's either gonna yield to what she's talking about and change it, or he's gonna get aggressive.
He's gonna get aggressive.
He's gonna get aggressive
because he's not gonna like her saying that.
right.
to him.
Right. He's gonna get aggressive.
Right.
And then you have to take it a whole nother level.
Right.
I'll tell you something that happened to me a couple of months ago here at church. There was a man that would come in the service, come into the church, and I'd be out in the lobby or be greeting people, and he would come right over to me. He would say my name, and then he would lean down to kiss my cheek. And first I just, I kind of shook his hand. He kissed my cheek, went on his way. But then as he was leaving, he would do the same thing. And first I thought, well, he's, because you want to think the best of every person. You do. And so I thought, well, he's just being friendly, and so, but then one Sunday I was coming down the aisle and there was someone there that was crying profusely, and I went over and the person said to me, this man, and pointed him out and said, touch my leg.
Was it
And
this?
same man.
Wow.
So I began to realize, okay, wait, there's a problem here. And then, of course, I told my husband about it. And he's like, why would you let him kiss you on the cheek when you don't? So I thought, okay, I'm going to see him again. I'm going to have to handle this. So that very next Sunday, I didn't see him before the service, but after the service, I'm back there at the door. He comes by. He says my name. He goes right in. No, before the service, he had started to kiss me on the cheek, but he tried to go for my lips.
What?
And I turned my head, and he got me on the cheek. And so then I thought, wait just a minute here.
Right.
I have to stop this, and I'm the only one that can really stop this the way it should be stopped.
Right.
So that very day, I'm back at the door. He comes through, leaving, and he says my name again, and and I said, stop! No kissing. I said, I will shake your hand.
I'm sorry.
And I will. Did that shock you?
I'm sorry.
Well,
That's good. That's good.
My pastor was
Very
standing
good.
right back there, and
That's
so and I
good.
just said, "Stop! No kissing. You're not to kiss me. I will shake your hand as a brother in Christ, but that's it."
Was he shocked?
Yeah, he
And
was
he-
taken back, and then Pastor Faye was back there at the door, and she immediately sent an usher over to me.
Right.
She just immediately
So
motioned an
sure.
usher to go over, and the man, he looked shocked, but and I shook his hand, and I said, "Have a good day."
Have you seen him since?
He hasn't been back to
He
church.
hasn't. You scared him with that stop.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to be. You
scared him. That
have
was
to come
good.
out bold, forthright.
Yep. They have to know that
They
you're
have to know
serious.
that you're serious.
That you mean
what
business,
you say
and-
what you mean, and mean
Yeah,
what you say.
this is not going to happen.
Right. You got the wrong sister.
That's
We're
right.
not going here.
We're not
Let's
going.
not do that anymore.
Because
A lot of times they'll just
you
they'll
notice,
listen.
because the different women, we have to go with our intuition and know. We know.
Oh yeah.
We know when it's
by now.
changing.
when
we know.
something's right.
Yep.
We know when it's getting
Right.
a little
Weird.
Yeah,
weird
that's
here
true. That
and
is very
creepy.
true.
We know.
Yeah.
Now, there's plenty of other men in the church that I'll greet and
Right.
that may kiss me on the cheek.
But
There's
it's nothing
to it, right.
funny,
nothing
right?
to it.
Right.
Your husband.
Right.
Many times, we
Right.
and it's
But I'm staying.
Totally. I said that because of the relationship
Right,
we have
yeah.
and knowing,
I'm just kidding.
And
Hold on a second.
you
For more of this juicy information that you're getting right here, please like us on Facebook at Straight Talk for Women Only, and tweet us on Twitter or direct message us at STFWO. You can also send us an email message with your questions that we may read here at straighttalk@gwwm.com, and go to straighttalkforwomenonly.com to send your donations. Just support the show. We love you. We want you to show your love and support us so we can keep coming to you and bringing you this wonderful information.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it was good that you
just
mentioned.
don't try to kiss us on the lips.
No kissing.
No kissing,
No
kissing
kissing.
on the lips.
No kissing.
I think it's that biblical scripture that talks about to greet the brother with the holy kiss.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them do that. But you're right.
No kissing.
You know.
You know.
Because there was one Pacific person that I said, And
We
I
got
just
some kissing
stopped it.
bandits running
and they
around
knew that
in
I
here.
stopped it because, you know, you just got to let them know because, you know, sometimes they may be manifesting something they don't even realize it. Ooh, she likes this. Right? Be
gotta
looking for
find
you.
that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but men know
Yeah.
when you are serious.
Yeah.
They know when you're serious and you want them to stop.
Right.
Exactly.
And when you're just trying to play around with it. And when you're playing around with it, they're going to continue.
And they know if you just kind of like it or they think you like it, and they'll keep doing
Sure.
it.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
sometimes it does. Just takes a firm,
Yeah.
I don't appreciate this. You know, I'm a married woman or whatever, or I just don't feel comfortable with
So
this.
that
Please don't do
employee
this
should just
anymore.
say, stop. I've had enough. Tell me I look nice no more. I don't want you to hear about my perfume.
We're going to send,
Yeah,
we're gonna send Judy over
Nice to the
there.
boss.
Stop!
In the name of
That's
love.
her angry face, right?
That's an angry face.
Oh, praise God.
Oh,
That's
well,
good.
I felt like that morning after he tried to go for my lips, I thought, I have to get firm with this buster. You know,
You have to
Yeah,
he's
let
been
them
doing
know.
this for
Yeah,
Too
you
many-
knew,
too
long,
you knew
too
in
long.
your inner man,
Yeah, I
you knew by
knew
this
that I had
intuition
to
that
do
something had
something.
to be dealt with, and you did it.
And I think
Had the
I was
opportunity.
firm with him when
That
I
was
said,
firm.
stop, no
That-
kissing on the lips.
No kissy kissy.
That was
No, I didn't say no kiss on the lip. I said no kissy. You can
No
kiss me on the cheek.
Yeah, because he said, well, I don't kiss you on the lips, I can kiss you on your cheeks again. Oh, my
Oh,
God,
Lord, help
all.
us.
Help
Okay,
us,
well, I think the
God.
person
Have
got
we
her
given you
answer.
wisdom? She said she needs wisdom on this matter.
Tell them to stop.
Yep,
I talk to them
yep.
and tell them it's making you feel uncomfortable and you would appreciate if the atmosphere can remain business.
Yes.
If he continues, but be firm when you say it and mean
Yes.
it. Now, if he continues, then you're going to have to start getting some proof. You know, turn your phone on, record something, have a coworker or somewhere standing by.
Document, date, and
Document,
Remember
date.
that recording people, you have to know what state you're in, because some places you have to let the person know. that you
Before
are
or
recording.
after.
Oh, yeah.
Before or
I
after.
think in Delaware you can do it.
Okay.
Not sure. Don't quote me on it. Don't start recording, folks.
But can you let them know before you
Yes,
do it or
you
after?
would have to let them know before.
Before.
But in Delaware, I'm not sure you have to let them know.
Well,
excuse me, we'll have to get a little more information on this subject before we act like the experts. We better keep
Check
our
the
information spiritual.
laws in your
'Cause
state.
Just forget that whole conversation.
No, but really, just find out.
Yeah.
You know, if that's a tool that you want to use, then again, it's like anything. You just get information, you
Yeah.
get the facts,
Get proof,
you get
yep.
to what you can, what you can't do. You could talk to somebody who has experience in this kind of situation that can handle it appropriately.
And not just, sometimes I know we'll ignore something. You think, well, if I just ignore him, he'll,
It'll go away.
he'll stop.
Because
But that doesn't always.
if
take-
something's going on and she lets somebody know, then if something does go down and he tries to fire her, there's the law
yeah.
that
Against,
right
There's
against
the
that.
documentation.
Right.
There's
So
Now
yeah,
that's good.
true.
Yeah.
If you can't bring the witness there, at least let somebody know
That's right.
this is what's going on. I talked to him about it, or I'm going to talk to him about it. You know what I mean? Just to
Right.
keep somebody else in the loop of what's
Yeah,
happening.
if you bring him before his boss, then that's official. So at
So
that
you
point,
go up.
right? You always
take it
go
up.
up. So at that point, he can't retaliate against you. Now that's the boss. This boss is after you. And then you got a problem.
and that's
I'm
something
just
going
kidding.
on.
Then just get a new job.
What's our
Let's go to
next
the next
question?
one.
Okay, our next one is.
Ooh, we missed one.
I'm a single mother raising a 10-year-old boy who is rebellious, sometimes disrespectful. He's basically a good child, but his father does not keep in contact or reach out to him in any way. As a woman, what can I do to fill the missing gap?
That's a good one.
That's
Yeah.
a good one. Well, first and foremost, the word does say in Proverbs, it talks about God is a father to the fatherless. And
Yes.
she's a single woman. I know a lot of single women got children, boys, and their fathers, they're
Yeah.
not there to support emotionally or even provisionally.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that, to get find some family friends, good male mentors that can help mentor the young boy, because it's something that's like raising a boy. This is just stuff that talked to other women about and read and whatnot. But when it comes down to that, they do need that wisdom
That
and how
male
right, because
presence.
little boys and little girls are totally different. And then here's a woman, raising this child by herself without the help or the support of a father, giving that fatherly input on how to talk to him, communicate to him, and understand how he thinks. So that also, you get the wisdom of God on, say, okay, God, and God can maybe direct you to a certain person that can help you.
And pray about it.
Pray, definitely.
Pray about it and ask the Lord to show you who that person is,
Who that
because
person
as we
is.
all know, there can be some situations that wouldn't be good for
They
the
have some
child.
community places where they have mentors for boys
Yeah.
and girls. Some official places, where
Big
you don't have
brothers,
that
big sisters.
hanky-panky stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Big
Right.
brothers and big sisters, and so there's certain things you can do. It's just like anything. It's getting the right information. Being prayerful, of course, and finding out what can I do to make sure, because to raise his child in the way that he should go.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that if there is no help around, that God will not leave that woman without an answer. He will
Exactly.
give her the wisdom
Oh, yeah.
in how to raise that child. If the father never comes around, if there's never a mentor, because God doesn't leave us hopeless and helpless. He doesn't
Exactly.
do that. So even if there's no male mentor around, I want to encourage you, single mother raising a son who may be acting out. You can try counseling, but ultimately God will give you the wisdom
Yes,
on
he
what
will.
to do if you ask him.
Yes.
Because he knows that we're going to have imperfect family situations. So he's not going to leave a mother stranded, not being able
Exactly.
to raise her son.
And
You're
because
absolutely
God
right.
is the father to the father.
Yes.
And so this young man has a father, but the father's not around, not taking
Then that
time
might
with
be
him,
why
and
he's
so-
acting out.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
sure that has a lot to do with it.
Another thing, if he's rebellious, I think she said he was rebellious and disrespectful. You want to, again, communicate with him as you pray. But also, when you pray, and speak words of life. Speak words
Absolutely.
that you want to see your son become. Not,
Yes.
praying, oh, God, this boy of mine, he's just, no.
Yeah.
You want to speak, the seed of the righteous, in Proverbs says, seed of the righteous will never go begging bread. So he's your seed. You're a righteous woman. You're a child of God. And God is a father to the orphans and to the widows,
Yes.
to help them in those areas of lack that they have as far as that father figure in that particular situation. So if that's the case, then even having them join some community things with boys.
Right. Or activities.
Activities
that he can be
whatever.
involved in
For
that have
learning how little
male
boys-
mentors that are group activities.
Right. Going into
I don't know
boyhood
that
to
I
young-
would necessarily advocate a male coming to get him and taking him
No.
off somewhere, because you
Oh, no,
have to be
nowadays
careful.
No, that's why I would say even family friends, you got to be careful. I think you said it earlier when you said, be prayerful about who
Yeah.
God would even lead you to.
Yeah.
Because you don't know,
Exactly.
So that's why you really, because there's so
gotta
many
hear
women
God.
with raising boys that they're young ladies that they're still, some of them are babies themselves.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah, what's that?
And situations like children's ministry at a church.
Yes, good
Where
one.
there's a teacher
Teacher,
there.
It's a
And
safe
right
haven.
in the church environment where it's safe, where
Safe.
that, when my oldest daughter was growing up and I was raising her, my husband had passed away, and I remember that pastor became a real godly figure for her and a father figure, and he would always give her, he would call it safe hugs. Like Father's Day was a really hard time in our house, and he would say a safe hug is when your mother is in the room and when we're here with people, and then
Right.
it's a side,
The side
I hug
hug.
you to the side. And so God will supply those people
Yeah.
Right.
and add those people to your life when you're in need.
Yes.
So
just-
And ask him.
It's just like anything, I guess, when it really comes right down to it. It's getting the information that you need, getting the wisdom that you need, and acting on it and watching the results of your labor. Because there are going to be some things that may even take you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because-
But the good news is don't lose hope.
Amen.
That's right.
And don't think that I'm powerless, I feel insecure as a single mom, I don't know what to do, because God has everything that you need already
Yes.
in the making for you to raise this child and to see him grow up to be a godly man, a God-fearing man. God's not going to leave you
That's right.
alone.
That's
He's a
right.
father to the fatherless.
That's right.
Yes, he is.
That's
So
right.
He's a father to the fatherless.
And he's the best father there
That
is.
there is.
Amen.
Best father there is.
So again, we want you to email us your comments and questions, because we've had such a great time tonight. You can email us at straighttalk@gwwm.com. Support the show. Send your donations to straighttalkforwomenonly.com, and you can like us on Facebook at Straight Talk for Women Only, or find us on Twitter at STFWO. Thank you
Thank you for watching. You are graced.
for everything.
That you face.
God bless you.
Yes.
Good night.
Hallelujah.